Hey guys, I'm hanging out at Pendleton Bend Campground. We are about 20 minutes away from a small town called Dumas, and I'm not entirely sure I'm pronouncing that correctly, so I do apologize. But we are here at this lovely campground that is very small. I believe it's a state park, and I'm going to give you a bit of insight into the campground to give you a look around and let you know about it in case you want to camp here. Let's check it out. This campground does have riverfront parking spots, so you can actually get really nice and close to the river. Campsite is absolutely dog friendly. For the Smiths, this is great because we've got the two dogs with us. We also have the cat and the turtle in the trailer. So definitely great if you have pets for camping here. This campground has great riverfront spots. It's really beautiful to sit here by the river and be nice and close. But at the same time, it also has camp spots towards the back that is a lot more treed and maybe feels a little more secluded. Cost is really reasonable. For $18 a night, I think is what we're paying. Under $20 is really reasonable. You can only stay a maximum of 14 days, but at $18 a night, that's really reasonable. So the site that we are in is C1, and it is a really great spot by the river and has a bit of shade. So we're really happy with that. If we could recommend a site, C1 or C2 if you want riverfront, and then we'll go head to inside the park to see what spots are good over there. So this is C1, and this is the spot that we have, and a full kind of 360 view. This is where you come in back in here, and riverfront right here. So super nice to take a walk. We walked the dogs just straight down that pathway there, and it's just like walking riverfront. Really lovely. So there's actually 3 spots that are by the river. So if it's really packed, it might be hard to get a spot by the river. But C1, C2, and C3 are by the river. And we're actually parked in C1 today, but this is C3. And C3 is kind of a great, like, it's beautiful. It's great by the river, but it has less shade. You can see the tree back there. It's just a young tree. It's been planted probably to provide that shade, but still a great spot because you're right by the river. Parking spots are great. They have cement pads on all of them, so that makes it nice and smooth. No, not even gravel. It's great. Each site has a concrete picnic table that is covered, which is really nice. It's really like a high quality little spot that you have to camp in, along with your fire pit ready to go. So no fire pits for us. It's a little too hot for that. For a great site that's on the other side of the park, farther away from the river, this is A7. I like this site. It's kind of backing you off to the woods. So you've got it's got a long pad. This is a long driveway down in here, but then it's like your neighbors are quite a ways away, and it seems a little bit more secluded. So that's really neat. That one is A7, and that is probably the farthest site, or one of the farthest sites from the river. Guys, this campground does have washrooms in it, so if you don't want to have showers in your trailer for some reason, it does have washrooms, and they are wheelchair accessible. But let's take a look inside. First off, I just noticed that this door just flies open, so be careful opening the door. Washrooms are pretty decent. Not bad for a public washroom space. And the big shower is wheelchair accessible too, so that's great for anybody that's dealing with mobility challenges there. There are 31 sites, so that's not bad, and none of them, like, there's 2 people here and us, so really you get a really nice secluded experience. And if you look at the reviews online, it seems to be a pretty common thing. So this is like a hidden gem. People keep commenting that there's only 1 or 2 other people here. So totally off the beaten track. So great place and great find. 31 of the sites are paved. Not all sites have the same type of amp service. So our site, we managed to get 30 amp. I don't think there's as many 50 amp sites. So you really got to watch for the site that has the right amp for your trailer, your camping experience. There's no sewer hookup, but there is water. But sewer, you'll actually have to dump, but there is a dump on site. We're close to the river, so there are bugs. Expect mosquitoes and gnats. We had dinner at the Mexican place in town. It was a great place to eat. There's not a lot nearby. So right near the actual campground, I think there is one very tiny little bar. We didn't go inside, so it might be huge inside, I don't know. But in general, there's not a lot of amenities right near the campsite. You're about 20 minutes from town, and you'd have to go there in order to get anything that you need. They do have a Piggly Wiggly in town, which is a grocery store. If you're from the South, you know Piggly Wiggly. But if you are maybe like me and a Canadian originally, you will have no clue what a Piggly Wiggly is. But it's a grocery store, and then it has gas stations and restaurants, Chinese food, pizza, all the main hits, right? But you do have to go a ways if you want to go out for dinner or grab your groceries. The gates close at 10 p.m. You can reserve your spot online in advance. So if you want to be secured or try and get one of those top sites we've mentioned in the video, you want to do that online, or you can just show up and the very friendly guy at the counter will happily get you a site. And he is so sweet. He helped us pick a spot that was in the shade. We didn't have to ask him for that. He's like, I'm going to give you this spot because it's in the shade. So that guy was very, very thoughtful. My favorite things about camping here are the riverfront spots, which is great if you can get one of those sites. A beautiful spot to camp. The affordability is fantastic at under $20 a night. The staff here are friendly, which is also a bonus. There's great bird watching if you really want to, like if you're into birds. I've sat here and been absolutely amazed at the birds. Lots of woodpeckers as well. So lots of great reasons to stay here. The opportunities that I would wish for here are actually just in walking paths. I wish they had a few walking paths, like to connect the riverfront spots over to this other area, the other side in the trees would be nice. You've got to walk all the way around in order to get into this area. You can certainly walk the park easily just by taking the roadways, but just to intermingle from the riverfront over to this other side, the treed side, would be lovely. As with anything, there are snakes here. There's nature. We're in the South, so walking past just make you feel a little bit better than stepping in the grass where you might not know what you meet. This has been a great campground to stop in at. We're happy we stayed here. We'd definitely stay here for a couple of nights and just take in the nature. So if you're in the area, Pendleton Bend is a great campground to visit. If you have any questions, by all means, put them in the comments down below and we'll do our best to answer them. Happy camping, you guys.